Don't lose your way. Your mind, we have to be as one.
What's good, YouTube? Storm here, coming at you guys with another kind of discussion video today. Something that's been on my mind for a little bit of time. Was we're going to be like, I'm going to have the dueling book in the backdrop to talk about this. Is that Konami doesn't have a why doesn't Konami have a website or an app resource that judges and players can use to understand rulings? Now, there's one in particular that this did happen a while ago, but I'm gonna little bit story time here. So back in Duelist Alliance format, this was very early in my Yu-Gi-Oh career. If you consider it career, very early on in my. This is only my second regional I've ever attended. The first one was during hat format, early hat format. This is my second regional, and I'm playing Battle and Boxers. Now I remember before we started the tournament, this is early Burning Abyss had just come out. Shaddolls had just come out the day before, and I remember the head judge ruling that Chain Disappearance, which is hit Dante's in the extra deck. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Chain Disappearance does, I did talk about it in my previous video, so I'll kind of link down below in the description box for you guys. But but basically, Chain Disappearance hits when a monster's normal, flipped, or special summon under 1,000 or less attack. It banishes all copies. It does not hit monsters in the extra deck. It's been ruled that way. And I remember the regional, I was thinking, I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's how the card works. Turns out I did a little research after the regional, so it turns out I was right. So, and Chain Disappearance is one of those cards that kind of goes in and out of the format based on, certain types of cards and or whatnot. So we move into all the way up to this year, which is 2017, and Zodiacs come out, as well as, there's other decks that Chain Disappearance hits as well. And this is at YCS Atlanta. At YCS Atlanta, they rule that they actually rule the same thing. They do it again. They rule that the head judge at the YCS Atlanta rules that Chain Disappearance is extra deck monsters. All of us watching this know that that's not the case. That's not how the card works. And I feel like the fact that Chain Disappearance has been out for well over a decade. It's a very, very old card. I think at this point we should know what Chain Disappearance does, as long as this game has been running around. As long as that card's been around. I believe its first printing was in Invasion of Chaos. If you don't know when that set came out, it was 2005, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe that set released 2005 because it was early GOAT format. And it's insane that it's been so long, and Konami, it's been well over 12 years since this card has been released, and there's still confusion over what it does and how it works. It just baffles me that so one thing I think Konami should have done a long time ago is they need to have a website that has basically will say what a ruling is. It will basically say, okay, the way a judge at an event can just simply pull out their phone or whatever and look it up and say, okay, this is how Konami says it. This is interaction is ruled. Now, obviously, there's hundreds of rulings in this game, tons of card interactions. You can't possibly cover them all. But covering some basic stuff over like having like a database of cards with like basic rulings similar to what the Wikia does, I don't think that's unreasonable, considering we do have a lot of, there are a lot of cards, but I do think that having just a card database that has like a few basic rulings would be a start. I don't really see why we don't have, why we have so many inconsistencies with rulings. Now I understand judges are human, Judges are cool. Like I've talked to judges all the time at events. They're most of them are awesome guys. They're cool, and we've have most judges I've ran into at events are just awesome guys. And everyone makes a mistake. But, I definitely think that there's definitely room for Konami to do something to change this, because I do think that while I do think that our ruling system just needs some more. I feel like there's something that needs to change, because this is just crazy that with some cards, they've been out for over a decade and we still don't know. There's still confusion over what they do. So anyway, guys, as about comes to the end of the video today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Storm signing out.